Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari ST A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari ST games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the latter. This is not a game I grew up with, this is Jinxter from Rainbird and Magnetic Scrolls, originally released in 1987. Now Rainbird, if you're unfamiliar, was one of several different branches of Telecomsoft, and they became very known for their distinctive blue packaging. And they were also a distinct part of Telecomsoft that had specifically been set up to put out what they thought of as more mature games. So Rainbird was where they published all the adventure games, all the simulations, all the strategy games and that sort of thing. So if you were a quote grown-up who enjoyed video games, then Rainbird would be the label to look for stuff on. So Magnetic Scrolls, if you're not familiar with them, were one of the sort of big adventure game developers of the period as well. And they were regarded as pioneers of audio-visually elaborate text adventures. But in quite a noteworthy fashion, the actual sort of audio-visual element of them was strictly optional. They were still text adventures first and foremost. And the reason for that is a lot of text adventure enthusiasts at the time got quite snobby when it came to graphics. They sort of associated the visual side of things with arcade games and so, even when that was a completely unreasonable comparison to make. And so Magnetic Scrolls quite wisely made the graphical component of their games completely optional. It's like a pull-down graphic that you could pull down from the top of the screen and actually see the scene in front of you. But if you didn't want to use that at all, if you just wanted to rely purely on your imagination, you could do. And the text was often very well written in Magnetic Scrolls games as well. So yeah, you absolutely could do that if you wanted to. Now Jinxter itself, not a Magnetic Scrolls game I've played myself. I've played The Pawn previously, which is one of their quite well-known ones, but Jinxter I haven't played myself. This was conceived as an answer to Infocom's Enchanter, and it's a contemporary science fantasy tale with some distinctly British humour about it, as you'll see when we come to start playing it. And it was noteworthy among adventurers of the time for being one where it was quite difficult to die. Now, if you think back to our episodes on borrowed time, uninvited and that sort of thing, you'll remember that it's very easy to die in a lot of text adventures of the period, sort of necessitating frequent saving and experimenting and trial and error and that sort of thing. But Jinxter was a bit different. There's a couple of ways you can get yourself into an unwinnable situation, but for the most part it's quite difficult to die. Until the game's ending, where it's mandatory to die, which made quite a lot of people very upset around the time of its original production. But sort of looking back at it from a modern perspective and sort of with kind of a more modern understanding of the kind of stories we might want to tell in video games, yeah, it's interesting to approach it from that angle. Now, as with most of the longer adventure games that we play on this series, I'm not going to make any grand promises that we're going to get anywhere in this game today because I've never played it before and I don't have a walkthrough to hand, so we'll just see how we get on and you'll hopefully get an idea for how it all works. So let's go play Jinxter. Okay, here we are with Jinxter from Magnetic Scrolls, published by Rainbird. So this was one of Magnetic Scrolls' well-regarded sort of illustrated text adventures. Yeah, not one I've played before. As I said in the introduction, I've played The Pawn is one that we had. That was quite a famous one. This one was quite well known as well. It's just not one I've ever played before, so I'm quite interested to take a look at it. So, a real stroke of bad luck, that business with Mrs. What's-Her-Name in your car. Who would have thought that a trolley load of budget dog food could cause so much damage? And what was the old bag doing with budget dog food anyway, when all she has is a budgie? Maybe she thought it said budgie dog food. But who would feed a budgie food? Who would feed a budgie food made from dogs? Balmy, twisted old Mrs. What's-Her-Name, probably. Never mind, at least you caught the bus. A stroke of good luck, the bus. The walk home can seem endless, and of course it's bound to rain. Funny how good luck is getting rarer, and bad luck more frequent these days. Perhaps those weird green magicians have got something to do with it. On the whole, though, you reckon it's all idle gossip. You decide to be philosophical and not think about it. Best to try and stay upright, no seats available as usual, and look forward to getting back home to your garden, your books, and a spot of peace and quiet. Jinxter, copyright 1987, Magnetic Scrolls Limited, version 1.0, and a jolly good version it is too, all rights reserved. We really mean it, no messing. On the bus, 2 rows of seats separated by a narrow central aisle run the length of this traditionally malodorous bus. It's no Rolls Royce, but then neither are you. There's a sign behind the driver's booth, and a set of automatic doors allows you on and off the bus. Mounted above the doors is a button. Okay, so we are into the game. So this is how a magnetic scrolls adventure works. So it's mostly a text adventure, as you can see. But the fancy thing you can do is you can hold down the red mouse button and drag this down from the top and get, graphics. Rather dithered, pixelated graphics, yes, but graphics nonetheless. This game, interestingly, is running in the ST's medium resolution mode, which normally only supports 4 colours, I thought. But it looks like there's a lot more than 4 colours going on there, so I don't know if they're doing something fancy and clever with something, but I don't know how it all works. But anyway, there's the graphics, and you can put them away whenever you want, because practically speaking, they kind of get in the way because you can't see very much text when the graphics are down there. So it's generally a good idea to pull them down when you want them and put them out of the way the rest of the time. So we've got these menus up at the top here as well. So in your file menu, you can quit, save and restore. In text, you can choose whether you want the game to be brief or verbose, which for those who aren't familiar with text adventures means that when you revisit a location, if it's on brief, it will just say the location name again the next time you visit it, and if it's verbose, it will give you the description of the location every time you enter the location. Graphics, I don't really know what this does, and in fact it doesn't appear to do anything in this version, because you see you can't actually select anything from that menu. And then goodies, you can choose the text size. So if you want to sort of cram more text on the screen, you can do. You can print it out as well. But we don't have a printer connected, so let's not do that. Or you can check the credits, which is just Jinxter by Magnetic Wossnames. So we are on a bus. Look at button. Pressing the button tells the driver to let you off at the next stop. Look at driver. The fellow's face is set in a grim mask of concentration. The bus makes an unscheduled stop to allow a ticket inspector aboard. He begins to examine the passengers' tickets as the bus drives off again. Let's just make sure we've got a ticket then. You're carrying a keyring and a bus ticket. You're wearing a pair of trousers and a shirt. The inspector moves along the bus in your direction. Look at ticket. The bus ticket has Aquitanian District Bus Company in bold lettering at the top. Further down, it specifies the destination as Never-Ending Lane. Tickets, please, the inspector says with that particularly irritating brand of cheerfulness adopted by officials when exercising their authority. We've all heard it. Give ticket to inspector. After studying the ticket briefly, he says, Never-Ending Lane, eh? That's only 2 stops from here. Returning your ticket, he begins to whistle. So what do we do then? Talk to inspector? I don't understand talk. Right, this is one thing if you are more familiar with sort of modern point and click adventures where talk is a nice generic command to start a conversation with someone. In old school text adventures, generally speaking, you need to use more specific terminology like ask inspector about something or tell inspector about something. I can't think of anything we specifically need to talk to the inspector about in the minute, so let's just look. The ticket inspector is here. Look at inspector. The ticket inspector is having a hell of a good time looking at people's tickets and telling them off and writing things down in his little book. He is so terribly happy that he whistles constantly just to let you know how happy he is. The bus sails past the bus stop. So, he said that it was the stop after next, wasn't it? So now we need to press button. Ding! The other passengers look at you with some annoyance. They obviously aren't getting off at the next stop. Well, screw them. Look. Wait. Time passes. Wait. Wait. The bus comes to a halt beside the bus stop and the automatic doors open. Exit bus. Oh, okay. Doors close and the bus pulls away. The inspector glances at you suspiciously and says, "That was your stop. Tell you what, get off at the next one and I'll say no more about it." Alright, so exit bus is not the correct word. Press button. Wait. Leave bus.
The inspector calls after you, saying, "Oi, you forgot these." He tosses a bunch of keys to you. Hopelessly uncoordinated, you fail to catch them. The doors close and the bus pulls away. Running straight as an arrow, the lane ploughs through the countryside until it meets the horizon, although it is unlikely that it stops even there. A rather old and battered-looking bus stop is the only feature. Take keyring. As you bend to pick up the keyring, a sudden tremendous roaring fills your ears, like the roar of the sea. It is not, however, the roar of the sea, but the roar of an inhumanly, abominably, unfairly colossal bus. Your response to this hideous threat to your existence is to stand immobile with your mouth hanging open. Yeah, still got the same image. Jump out of way. You are about to die. Your job is to come to terms with the situation. It's pointless to try to jump. Die. No time for that now. There is a squeal of brakes followed by a sickening, dull cliche as a small dog, which was innocently munching on a passing microscopic space fleet, is propelled into the land where doggies are eternally blessed by a large bus. You, on the other hand, are propelled to the curbside by a firm grip on your collar, and when you recover your so-called senses, you see a large pot-bellied figure in a herringbone overcoat, hovering a couple of feet above the pavement, munching a cheese sandwich. "It's a dog's life," says the figure, a little tactlessly in the circumstances. "Sacred coconut of this, holy banana of that, magic axolotl of the other. Don't know why I bother, really. Never see the wife and kiddies." He pauses reflectively and brushes a few crumbs of processed cheddar from his moustache. "Mind you," he continues, "can't stand the sight of the wife and kiddies, so I suppose it's not too bad." He looks at you with mournful vigilance. "I am one of the Guardians. I am currently attached to the Department of Tyranny, Sacred Charm Subdivision. Wouldn't believe I was immortal, would you? You wouldn't look at me and say, 'Stone me, a bleeding immortal being, godlike in his majesty.' Well, there you are then, which is why we need a mortal. Heard of Janidor? Janidor the wossname? Witch? Causing a bit of aggravation, spot a bother, know I mean? I have here an official document as will clarify the ongoing position at this point in time." He hands you a document. Still got the same image. Take document. But you're already carrying the document. The Guardian leans close to you and begins murmuring a series of intricate and baroque threats, which, if you follow his drift, could mean dire consequences for you if you don't get a bleeding move on. Know what he means? Read Oops, that's not how you spell document. Read document. Please open the sealed envelope in the packaging and read the document. I do not have that to hand because I do not have a copy of this game. But yeah, this was quite a common thing with adventure games of the time, where they would put sort of physical objects in the packaging. Infocom sort of called them feelies, and they were sort of in-character props almost that were supposedly things that you would have in your possession while you were having your adventure. And they would be everything from like newspapers to letters to actual props like coins and that sort of thing. Gloomily, the Guardian watches you read. When you're finished, he swallows his last bit of sandwich. "Horrible stuff," he says, grimacing. "Processed. What's the point of being immortal and godlike if you can't get a decent bit of cheese? Or," he adds, almost as an afterthought, "if you can't sort out what's names. Witches, hey? Anyway, that's your job. Reassemble the bracelet of tyranny, turn its amazing occult what's name force on Janidor, save civilization as we know it. Piece of cake. Should be finished by tea time. Off you go. I'll try and keep an eye on you. Might even answer a few questions if you're lucky, but you'll have to take pot what's name, know what I mean? Luck." He begins to shimmer and fade. "Luck of it's some, innit?" he mutters as his image grows fainter. "God knows when I get my supper." And with a final heartrending cry ringing in your ears, the figure is gone. Right, okay, so what do you do now? You are carrying a keyring, a document, and a bus ticket. You are wearing a pair of trousers and a shirt. Have we got new graphics yet? Or are we still on the bus as far as the graphics are concerned? Yes, we're still on the bus as far as the graphics are concerned. Look at bus stop. The bus stop consists of a long metal pole set in a concrete base. A notice has been fixed where the timetable would normally be. Read notice. The notice is an advance warning to passengers telling of a strike by bus crews which is due to commence any moment now. Okay, so what directions can we go? Can we go exits? East and west. Alright, let's go east. East. Okay, west. 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 This is literally a never-ending lane, isn't it? North. Look at horizon. I don't understand horizon. Look at clouds. The clouds loom ominously overhead. Help? Useful hints are available in the packaging. Of course they are. You know what? Since I don't have the packaging available, I'm just going to go and have a quick look and see if there's any helpful information we might be able to gather from that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to share this with you because this is quite interesting to look at. And like I say, I don't have a physical copy of this, so a PDF will have to do for now. So this is what you got in the packaging of Jinxter. You got this sort of fake newspaper called The Independent Guardian. Quality news for the heart of thinking by the weekly for the Association of Registered Stochastic Executives, or ARS for short. So here's the main sort of setup for the game. Life loses charm. We'll get the bracelets on them yet, says Wossnames. Aquitania's luck is running out, literally. That's what they're saying at Guardian House, and top officials say there's worse to come. According to leading Guardian Len Wossnames, 62, Aquitania can expect plagues of bats, mice and toads, bad weather for the foreseeable future, the Green Witches holding power, the collapse of the Ferg, and the total unavailability of a decent bit of cheddar. Wossnames, widely regarded as an authority on the bracelet of tyranny and the magic traditionally associated it, blames Miss Janidor Nasty, 186. Yes, says Wossnames, I blame Miss Janidor Nasty, 186. Wossnames claims that Janidor is behind a campaign to separate the powerful charms from the legendary tyranny bracelet, weakening its power and allowing her and her rebel organisation, to seize power. Mark my words, says Wossnames, things will look bleak for Aquitania unless the bracelet and Wossnames are reunited. Asked what action the Guardians were taking, Wossnames said, well, between ourselves, fat all. Manpower, right? But we are looking for the right individual to do the job on our Wossnames. Wossnames gave your sore-away Guardian exclusive details of the legendary charms of tyranny. Don't know if it'll help, he said, but frankly we got a ready quicksand sitting on our shoulders, and we'll be up to our necks in a whirlwind if we don't drag ourselves out in the mire before the boost bolts. See below for this startling exclusive facts. And then there's, like, a lot in here. A lot of it to do with cheese. The life of Len Moron. And so lots of stuff to read, most of which is just sort of background colour. And then you've got the actual instructions for the game here that is sort of written from the name of Len Wossnames. So most of that is relating to how to get yourself a cheese sandwich using the parser. And then there's a hints section at the back here, which is all written in code. So the way this works is that you can type hint in the computer and then type in this code here and it will give you hints in the game. So yeah, if you do find yourself truly stuck, then you can do that. All right, let's get back into the game and see what we can get on with. Right. Look at Never-Ending Lane. You'll have to be near it to examine it properly. Look at Never-Ending Lane West. Look at countryside. The countryside rolls on majestically for miles and miles and miles and miles and... Yes. East, 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 east. The yellow plastic key is standard post office issue. The iron key fits ordinary household locks, and the rusty key doesn't look as if it gets much use. I obviously need to do something. Read document. By a remarkable coincidence, the document is just like the one in the packaging. How about that? Read ticket. Look at trousers. A pair of trousers, a natty pair of white ducks. Look at shirt. The shirt covers those parts which trousers cannot reach. I really don't know what to do. Look at bus. You can't see a bus here. Where's the bus stop? It's got to be back to the west somewhere. Right, there's the bus stop. We wait here. Anything happen? Nothing at all. You know, I'm going to start again. Actually get off at the correct bus stop. Okay, so wait. Okay, ticket. Give ticket to inspector. He turns to you grumpily. Hang on, he says. What's the hurry? One at a time. He hands the ticket back to one of the other passengers. Tickets, please. Give ticket to inspector. Never-ending lane, eh? That's only 2 stops from here. Returning your ticket, he begins to whistle. Wait. Bus sails past a bus stop. Press button. Ding! The other passengers look at you with some annoyance. They obviously aren't getting off at the next stop. Wait. Leave bus. The inspector calls after you, saying, Oi, you forgot these. He tosses a bunch of keys to you. Hopelessly uncoordinated, you fail to catch them. This narrow country lane runs past your house. There is a bus stop at the roadside opposite your garden gate, which lies to the north. There is a key ring here. Get keys. Wait. You're about to die. Your job is to come to terms with the situation. Look. Yes. We've been through all this. Read document. Right. Now we can hopefully do something. There's a bus stop at the roadside opposite your garden gate, which lies to the north. Look at bus stop. The bus stop consists of a long metal pole sitting in a concrete base. Yeah, it's the same as the one that was in Never-Ending Lane West, wasn't it? Read a notice. The notice is an advance warning to passengers telling of a strike by bus crews, which is due to commence any moment now. Still the same graphics. Open gate. The gate is now open. Exits north, east, west. North. Flower beds and a perfect lawn with an urn of miniature roses whose scent fills the air. That's your garden, and jolly nice too. To the north is your front door. To the south, the garden gate leads on to Never-Ending Lane. There's a deck chair here. The heavens open and rain begins to fall. There we are. There's our garden. Look at deck chair. The deck chair is striped in orange and yellow with occasional small bloodstains where fools have attempted to fold or unfold the damn thing. North. The door is shut. Open door. But the front door is locked. Unlock door. With what? Keys. I don't think that a plastic key is quite suitable. Look at keys. Unlock door with iron key. Front door is now unlocked. Open door. North. Friends you come to dinner love this comforting warm hallway. A good thing since you're a lousy cook. You love it too and shed the cares of the outside world every time you come in. Broad and spacious, it forks northwest into the bedroom and northeast to the library. Your heavy front door shuts out the rough old world to the south. Did I close the door? Closed door. Front door is now closed. Alright, let's have a look in the library. Northeast. Small but cramped best describes this room, lined with bookshelves and overshadowed by a vast and ancient desk at which you claim to work. An obvious lie, since the desk is piled high with magazines. Everyone knows that. What you really do is sit here and pretend to be Sherlock Holmes or possibly Professor Moriarty, depending on your mood. Your conservatory is northwards through a red padded door, one of the Sherlock Holmes accessories, and the hallway lies southwest. Look at magazines. Come on, you know what the magazines are. Let's not discuss the matter. Very good. North. As you enter the conservatory, the telephone in the library begins to ring. Only a fool would build a north-facing conservatory in the northern hemisphere, but who said we are in the northern hemisphere? Who even said what planet this is? Anyway, glass is cheaper than bricks, and the conservatory is a delightful place to sit in your wicker chair at your wicker table and gaze admiringly at your vicious cacti lining the glass wall in potfuls. Your library is south of here, your kitchen west, and the back door leads north to the garden. Let's go back south to the library. Answer phone. It's your old friend Sam. Hey, he says, if you're coming over, could you bring the... Hang on a minute. You hear him calling, who is it? Then he comes back on the line. Get over here fast, he says. His voice is harsh with fear. They're everywhere, all over the house. They must have... There's a muffled scream. Then another voice comes on the line. It says nothing, just laughs, very, very quietly, before hanging up. Hang up phone. Look at phone. Call Sam. Nobody hears you. Use phone. Call Sam on phone. Nobody hears you. Okay, fair enough. Oh, it's our conservatory. That's nice, isn't it? Alright, what's going on in here? Look at cacti. It's pointless fooling around with the cacti. Let's have a look in the kitchen. The typical kitchen of one who cannot or will not cook. A table stands in the centre of the room and a fridge in the corner hums quietly to itself, and indeed to anyone else who will listen. Southwards, through the kitchen door, is your bedroom, while eastwards the kitchen opens onto the conservatory. Open fridge. Bang! A door slams in the empty house. Ooh, creepy. Look in fridge. Fridge contains a bottle of milk. Get milk. You're not carrying a suitable container. Get bottle. You've now got the bottle of milk. Close fridge. The fridge is now closed. South. Actually, before we do that, look at table. The table is quite devoid of aesthetic merit. There is a tin opener on it. Get tin opener. You've now got the tin opener. Alright, bedroom. The door is shut. Open door. South. One of your fantasies is that you are an austere and ascetic monk. Everyday needs pared down to a bare minimum, and your bedroom has been artfully designed to nurture this pleasing image. There's not a picture or a rug in sight. A simple wooden bed and a plain wardrobe are the entire contents of the room. Your bathroom is northeast, the kitchen is north, and southeast takes you back to the hallway. What's our image looking at? Oh, it's still the conservatory. Open wardrobe. Look in wardrobe. Your wardrobe contains some tap dancing shoes. Get shoes. You've now got the tap dancing shoes. Wear shoes? You put on the tap dancing shoes. Close wardrobe. Look at cello case. The cello case is a bit large for a harmonica. It is closed. Open case. Cello case is now open. Look in case. The cello case contains a harmonica. Get harmonica. Look at harmonica. This is the Larry Adler Special Chromatina as featured in the movie Blow My Organ, Big Boy. If you put it in your mouth and blow it makes a happy sound. Same old story, huh? Ooh, dear. Not typing correctly at all. Blow harmonica. You raise the harmonica to your lips and begin to play, astounding yourself with your unexpected virtuosity. Close case. Let's be tidy. Bathroom. In harmony with the bedroom, the bathroom is plainly furnished. A fine old claw-footed bathtub, a throne-like lavatory, and a rather nice basin creak gently and harmoniously in this temple of hygiene, whose door leads southwest. A book lies on the floor. Without warning, the lavatory lid starts flapping as a ghostly stench and raucous laughter fills the room. The wash basin belches blood as with mounting horror you see the clawfoot of the bathtub reach out and slash at your leg. Muscles, veins and tendons spill from your ripped trousers, and just as you are beginning to think that this is all a bit over the top, the scene fades, returning you in the room to normal. It's odd. Look at book. The book is entitled Sheep Throughout History. Get book. Read book. You find yourself deeply barred and fall asleep, waking a few minutes later feeling rather sheepish. Look at the toilet. The lavatory is just an old porcelain bog, but there's a special sort of relationship between you. Look at basin. The wash basin is part of a matching pair. So is the bath. The trouble is they aren't part of the same matching pair. It contains a dragon. Look at dragon. The dragon is a rather jolly plastic toy. You like to play with it in the bath, constructing elaborate and rewarding primeval fantasies. Get dragon. You've now got the dragon. Look at bath. The bathtub is cracked and warped and suits you jolly well. Okay. Southeast takes you back to the hallway. I put verbose back on because I always just end up looking anyway. So verbose. So yeah, exactly what do we need to do? Northeast. Well, that loads something when we go in the library, so have we got another image? Yes. Look at shelves. The shelves stare back at you, devoid of their previous inhabitants. While you're away, every single book is gone. It's like something out of a terrible dream, but it isn't a dream. Look at desk. A desk is a sturdy old monster bequeathed to you by your grandfather. There's a telephone and some magazines on it. Read magazines. Better to wait until you visit the dentist. Get magazines. Leave them alone or you will spoil them, and then you'll be sorry. You open desk? You can't do that to the desk. Okay, fair enough. What else can we do? In the conservatory. A back door leads north to the garden. Open door. The back door is locked. Unlock door with iron key. Open door. North. Here, away from the prying eyes of bus passengers, you can indulge your taste for wilderness. The garden is artfully untended, a straggling and ancient willow tree casting its shade over your house, and a quiet country lane to the north. A pair of secateurs is lying here, flung down perhaps when a sudden shower came on. A pair of gloves lies discarded on the ground. Get secateurs. Get gloves. Look at secateurs. The secateurs have rusted from the rain and probably only have a couple of decent bites left in them. Look at gloves. The gloves are thick enough to protect against even the most vicious of tin openers, for example. Wear gloves. Put on the gloves. Along with Jinxter came a copy of Independent Guardian. We would like you to tell us a word that is in it. Counting starts at 1. Columns are the logical place for that column to start. For instance, on page 8, column 1 starts with the words "this issue", column 2 starts with the words "IG", that's all. Punctuation and blank lines are ignored. This is copy protection. So please enter the word on page 9, column 2, line 2, word 5. Please enter this word. I'll be right back. The word, I believe, is 2. Thanks a lot. Look at tree. Trees sway gently in the wind. We climb the tree? You can't go that way. Okay, fair enough. Look at country lane. You'll have to be nearer to examine it properly. North. Holly Lane. Here's a sight for sore urban eyes. A tranquil country lane on which no traffic runs. Winding east, and southeast between the soothing shade of tall hedgerows. No wonder you moved out of town. There's a mailbox here. Look at the mailbox. It's a yellow plastic gizmo, standard issue from the post office. It is locked. Unlock mailbox with plastic key. The mailbox is now unlocked. Open mailbox. Mailbox is now open. Look in mailbox. The mailbox contains nothing. Well, that was worthwhile, wasn't it? Close mailbox. Lock mailbox. With what? Plastic key. The mailbox is now locked. Yeah, so this is a reasonably sophisticated parser in this game, in that you can respond to questions just by saying nouns at it, rather than having to type out the whole command again. So there's still obvious limitations on there, as we've already seen a couple of times when it didn't understand some of the verbs I was giving to it. But yeah, it's a reasonably sophisticated one. That's one reason that Magnetic Scrolls Adventures were so well regarded, was because of the parser. All right, so this goes east and southeast. So east, grassy field. Knee-deep in absurdly lush grass, your eyes dazzled by bright blue cornflowers, you potter aimlessly around this rich pasture, wondering whether to investigate the dense wood which lies to the south, the orchard southeast of here, or the country lane to the west. In the corner of the field, a bull greedily slurps and munches on a cornflower. That's a bull, all right. Look at bull. What we have here is a warm ton of raw beef covered in hair and nurturing a grievance. Not cosy at all. Okay. Let's go back to the country lane for the minute. Southeast. Oh, that just takes us into the wood. Dead fly wood. Mighty oaks so in the languid wind, and a golden field lies south, while to the north you can see a broad pasture. The lane winds to the northwest, and beyond a vicious barbed wire fence there appears to be a way eastwards. The romantic image, alas, is somewhat spoiled by the thousands and thousands of dead flies which crunchily carpet the floor of the wood. Now you know where the damn things go in the winter. Here. Look at flies. The flies used to be live flies, but that was before they died. Before that they were maggots, and before that eggs. In any case, they are disgusting, and now there are thousands and thousands of them. How horrid. Get flies. Oops, that's not how you spell flies. You've now got the... Okay. You're carrying a tin opener, a key ring, a dragon, a book, a bottle of milk, some secateurs, some flies, a document, a bus ticket, and a harmonica. Oh, this game is ridiculous. I love it. Which way can we go from here? Look at fence. The barbed wire fence is one of the ones which you can't climb over and you can't crawl through, which is why it was chosen in the first place. Cut fence with secateurs. You almost cut through the wire but drop the secateurs. As you bend down to retrieve them, the last strand breaks and the taut wire whips back exactly the spot where your head would have been a split second before. Someone or something is looking after you, but for how long? Somehow you don't feel quite as lucky as you did. Right, so the losing luck thing is how you can lock yourself out of winning the game. So if you lose too much luck over the course of the game, then you can't finish it. So rather than dying in this game, you lose luck, and presumably there comes a point where you don't have enough luck to be able to proceed or to survive a particular situation. So, I don't know. East. Carefully you pick your way through the cut strands. Zam's infamously balmy gardener, known and hated throughout the county, has been comparatively restrained here. It's a standard lush green orchard, bounded on the west by a barbed wire fence and a grassy field like... Oh, so we could have just come from the field. You can hear the murmuring of a spring to the east. A bridge leads southeast, and Zam's front garden lies south. Let's go see what was up with Zam then. A colourful riot of flowers, carefully tended by Zam's colourful, riotous gardener, lines the gravel path leading southwest to his kitchen door. North leads back to the orchard. There is a mailbox here. Open mailbox. Look in mailbox. The mailbox contains nothing. Okay. Alright. Southwest. The door is shut. Open door. But the kitchen door is locked. Unlock door with iron key. I don't think the 9 key is quite suitable. Look at keys. The rusted key doesn't look as if it gets much use. Unlock door with rusty key. Oh, that does work. That's obviously Zam's door then. So, open door. Southwest. Messy kitchen. Damn place is a shambles. Shocking. Rubbish all over the floor, empty cartons and packets. Definitely needs a woman's touch. But all it's got is the mad gardener's touch and a trapdoor in the floor. Northeast takes you back to the garden and an exit leads west. Frankly, either direction would be a relief. Bursting into the kitchen, the Guardian pants. Which way did it go? Which way did it go? He dashed out in hot pursuit of whatever it was. Okay. West. The dining room, dominated by a vast table, looks over rolling countryside and is in turn overlooked by Zam's father, gazing down from a portrait on the wall. East leads back into the untidy kitchen, and there is an exit south. Yep. Nice view of Zam's dining room. Another scruffy room. Boy, is this guy a slob. Dust lies thickly on a set of Encyclopedia Aquitania, filling the bookshelves, and a crufty table sits in the corner. The dining room is north, and a door leads southwest into the garden. Look at table. The table is another ugly lump left to Zam by his grandpa, and obviously unpolished since the old buffer's sad demise. There is a telephone on it. Look at telephone. Telephobe? Telephone. A telephone is a telephone, just like a red one, except it is green. Look at shelves. The depth of the dust covering the encyclopedia is more than equalled by the depth of the dust covering these shelves. Zam maintains that it's an unparalleled filing system. Can't see anything else there. Was there anything in the dining room we didn't see? The dining room dominated by a vast table. Look at table. The table is heavy, bulbous, and ornate. Were this a different game, you could probably play snooker on it, but it isn't, and you can't. There is a wax candle and a matchbox on it. Get all. Get everything. Get candle. Get matchbox. Okay, look at portrait. Sam's father gazes calmly out at you, one of the old school of green magicians, humorous, capricious, much given to jokes, but essentially benign. Exit south. Southwest. You're a knock at the kitchen door. This is where Zam grows his medicinal herbs and so forth. His house is northeast, and a colossal holly bush stands to your south. There's a rather nice fly bath here. You and Zam spend many a happy summer evening watching the little flies disport themselves with merry cries and fluttering of wings. In the winter, of course, they all go up in dead flywood and snuff it. How do we get back to the kitchen? North. Open door. Okay, down. Light candle with matches. Open matchbox. Look in matchbox. It's too dark to see. Up. Look in matchbox. A wee, timorous, sneak-it mousey pops into the kitchen to root among the mess. Seeing your ugly mug, he wisely pops out again. Pop! Get matches. You've now got a match. Match taken, match taken, match taken. Light candle with match. The match is not burning. Light match! Light candle with match. God damn it. Light match, then light candle with match. Light candle. Match. But the match is not burning. I just lit it. Why does this not work? Down. Light match. The reason for the slightly difficult smell escaping from this cellar is easily traceable to a large oak vat filled with fermenting goo. Either Zam or the Mad Gardener has a truly antisocial hobby. Some of the yucky bilge has already congealed into a lump of foul cheese floating repellently on the surface. Light candle. Match. Light match. Look at cheese. Light match. You can't see a match. Have I run out of matches? Look in matchbox. Up. I might have fucked up. Okay, west, south, southwest. Look at fly bath. The fly bath is rather like a bird bath, but an awful lot smaller. The relationship is much the same as that of birds to flies. Look at bush. The holly bush is green and prickly with little berries. The berries are red. Get berries. Don't be ridiculous. You can't get any crimson plants. Cut bush with secateurs. The holly bush is too tough. Look at herbs. Old Mother Nature, instinct in her creation, gazes blandly back at you. Get herbs. Put flies in bath. The flies are now inside the fly bath. Look at fly bath. It contains the flies. Get flies. Right. I think we'll leave that there for now, because there's obviously a lot of things you need to work out in this game and make a map and that sort of thing, and certain things seem to be time sensitive and so on. But I really like that so far. That's really good. The writing is just so. It's just so wonderfully packed with personality in that. It's really, really enjoyable. So, like I said previously, I remember playing the Pawn a bit back when sort of the ST was our current system, but I didn't get that far with it because I wasn't super into text adventures. I later sort of developed a bit more of a taste for point and click adventures, so that was a few years later. But revisiting this now, yeah, the writing is just wonderful. I can see why Magnetic Scrolls was so well regarded back at the time. So definitely worth a further look at some point. So yeah, be sure to check that out. That is Jinxter. Do bear in mind though the issues that we've run into today, where there are the documents and stuff that are actually in the packaging that you'll need to refer to. So you'll either need a PDF version of those things, which are archived online, thankfully, or an original copy of it that has those bits and pieces in there with it. But we'll leave that there for now. So if you fancy exploring that for yourself, then, well, that may well be not how to do the first stages of this game. So for now, I'll just say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects, moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.